Hey guys, it's Laughing Lasagna. So, this is a video that was an idea from Tarshawn to myself. We were doing a pot roast challenge, and so I have a pot roast I'm going to be trying to make. Of course, it's going to be probably last minute fun, but we're going to try our best. What I'll be using for the main ingredient will be a farm dust seasoning, which is basically it's a mixture of salt, dried onion and garlic, black pepper, fennel, celery, thyme, rosemary, garlic, the works, all this stuff. And then we're gonna top it off with some cowboy butter seasoning by Kinder's. Love Kinder's, which is basically Dijon butter and chili. So that's gonna be the main ingredients. And then we're gonna do a dash of Girl Mate's brown sugar bourbon. The reason why we're doing this is because I have done this. On the side of me, I have a container full of mini carrots that have been soaking in whiskey and water for a good solid, I'm going to say, I put them in probably around 2 o'clock, and it's currently now 8:30. So they've been soaking there for a good 8 hours, or 6 hours, sorry. They're still somewhat firm, but I wanted to see how they go inside here. And I'm going to pour the mixture out, and then I have some brown sugar that I'll be adding on top to candy them. With the roast, I am finishing up most of it. I'm going to be doing a mixture of water, and I'm finishing up some of this white wine that I used for the last roast I did. This is Pinot Grigio 2024 Rufino white wine. It is very, very potent for what it is. I don't know much about wine, so I do put it in some of my meals. So I'm going to be putting the rub and all that on. I'm going to see if I can put this down without it doing anything. I'm going to put this right here on this here. Okay, so you can't see what I'm doing here, but you're to see the meat right here. It's already, I'm going to say the bases are about a little bit less. I did about a cup of water in there. I'm going to put about, say, let's go another cup in there of wine. See, a mixture of wine and water in there. Have a little bit extra for when I do my next roast. The back in the fridge. I do not drink wine. I just use it for cooking. So you have about, it's almost halfway up to the roast now, right? I do not want to cover the roast with any of the juices. So first we're gonna do our base, which will be the farm dust with that on top. And how I do it, I literally just kind of like put it in there, gently put it into the meat itself. Do a nice portion on there. And if the seasoning gets inside the wine, make sure it's fine. Then we're going to do the next Cowboy Dijon. The Cowboy Ranch stuff right here, the Cowboy Fun. Again, we want this to kind of melt into the rest of the meat. And push that all in there. I have my oven at 375. I'll be cooking this for a good solid, probably, I'm going to say maybe around 3.5 hours to 4 hours, and come back and see how it looks. And we're going to finish it off with our brown sugar bourbon. Not too much of this stuff is very, very strong for what it is. So we're just going to do kind of all the way candy on top of it. And that's going to be how we do our roast. So it should look like this. We done with it, okay? Should look just like that. So with that, hopefully the audio and all that is working good, because I don't know how it's going to be after all this is edited. So I'm going to cover this with tinfoil. I do not want to use my pot roast pot, if you would. I'm going to put it in with tin foil. Make sure I seal all that in there. Right on there. I'll put that right in there, okay? Just like that. Again, you see all the juices in there? These will slowly help build the pressure underneath the roast to kind of like boil underneath it, like how you want it done. And I will not do the carrots until about an hour when we have the roast almost done. So by the time that the roast is almost done, we will then, I'm going to say, once the roast has been cooking for, I'm going to say about 2.5 to 3 hours, we will put the carrots on a cookie sheet, nice cookie sheet, and go from there. So Tor and Sean, I hope you are doing well with your roast as well, my friend. Laughing Lasagna is I like a good challenge. I don't like to be pretty with my roast. I'm actually making this roast not for myself, but for a coworker, my bosses. I promised them a roast for Thanksgiving, which has been a while, and I told them, I said, I'll make you a roast for my birthday. That's what I'm gonna do. I am a very giving guy, so I do that as much as I can. So, yeah. So I'm going to get a cookie sheet for those carrots, ready to go. In the next part of the video, I'll show you how I do that and go from there, because I am all about that adequate, pretty stuff, I guess. So, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends and families. Yeah, I hope this turns out well. The other stuff I'm doing cooking there is kind of like iffy. So, in the meantime, stick around. Part 2 in this video part will be coming soon after this pause. Thanks. Alright guys, so it's been literally an hour and a half, and it already smells amazing in this kitchen. The roast itself is looking pretty good. I'm just doing a quick little look at it, make sure it looks good. Give me a minute. This is how it looks right now. Like, it is just, the smells come out of it. Yeah, the juices are flowing out of there. And the thing is, so you take a fork in it, it should be just tearing apart when you want it done. So I know it's not ready yet because it is not falling apart yet. But the meat itself, it looks like it's not tearing apart yet. But let me see if I can get this right here. So you see this right here? It's still quite a little red inside. So you kind of want to make sure you keep an eye on that. But we're going to do our first little taste out of this. So it's very good. Juices are good. Again, we're gonna let it go for another probably hour, anyways, because I want this basically melt. I want the meat to melt, and you'll see what I mean by that when I get this read down everything right now. When it is done, that fork will go right through the meat. It will melt right into the pan. It'll be turned into a fantastic meal for a boss and her family. So, we'll be back in an hour. So I won't be putting the carrots in until probably later on. I thought it would be a lot later than this, but we'll be back with more. Yeah, let's go from there. Alright, so here it is. We are pretty much have it all set up and ready to go. It is fall of the whole entire thing roast. It just falls apart. So this is how it looks. You notice it's getting darker. The edges are getting kind of crispy, if you would, on the pan, which is normal, okay. But the meat is basically now falling off from the edges the way we want, and it's turned to a very dark, almost like a dark brown. I love that color, and it is probably gonna be super moist still with the wine and all that. Make sure it's so tender. Yeah. That's very well done. So I thought it would take about 3 hours to make. I think the wine helped a little bit with it as well. I'm tired, so I'm kind of stuttering a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, the wine helped. It helps with the acidity of it to kind of dissolve some of the fat tissues or whatever inside of it. Helps to get ready to kind of just like fall apart from the base, if you would, of the meat itself. This turned out really, really well. I'm just surprised at how fast it cooked. Yeah, that is very good. I'm gonna turn down the oven to 350 and get our pan ready. So what we have here is the carrots. Like I said earlier, I just did a cookie sheet with the carrots that have been basically in the water and whiskey mixture. We're gonna be doing some of it. We're gonna do a small coating, if you would, of the brown sugar bourbon. Kind of shake on top. You want to get good seasoning on top of that. And then I'm going to take some brown sugar as well. And we're going to do kind of candied, if you would. And this may darken some of it on the bottom, but the flavor of it though will be phenomenal. I would say don't put too much sugar if you're afraid of it cooking to the base of the pan, which it may do. I've only done this a couple times. Normally it turns out pretty well, but yes, it will get darker on the bottom, so you kind of gotta watch on how much you cooking the carrots. But other than that, these look pretty good, and we're gonna put them in the oven at 350. We're gonna check them every about 15 minutes probably, and then we're going to use our fork, and we're gonna see how tender they are. They are right now not tender at all. They're still pretty solid, which I thought with it being soaked in the water that long it would be good, but we'll see how it goes. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. So this is the after doing the cooking on the sheet. They are a little bit darker on the edge on some sides, but they are very, very tender on the outside. Still kind of crispy inside. They're bendable. What I was going to mention earlier, and I probably forgot to do this, I am tired, and I probably should have done this, is add butter to it. But for what I wanted, you have like the almost like a dry rub, if you would, on your carrots, which has the flavor what I wanted, which is just the sugar and the bourbon. And overall, it's not bad. Good flavor. You have the carrot flavor, which is good. A little bit of the bourbon, a little bit of the sweet. It's not bad. If Tornshon does his own vegetable, he'll probably disturb me in that one. But overall, I think this paired with the roast would be great. That's kind of how I would normally do it. Just do a pairing of the roast beef with the carrot, which I might actually do right now, just to see how the two would go together with the flavor. I'm gonna grab just a little bit more of the meat. Yeah, I know I should not be doing this because I'm gonna try to save some for the others. But so the combination of the two. Yeah. So the two blend so well. It's more of a hearty. It's not gourmet. This is not a gourmet dish. This is mostly just hearty meal that you can make at home with just a roast, a few seasonings, bag of baby carrots. You can do this also with regular carrots. I would suggest again probably doing like a butter, like melt some butter and pour that on top of the carrots. It'll be a little bit better with the not burning to the pan or whatever. But that's why I normally do butter with the brown sugar and the other stuff. Just do a small glaze with like a a brush, do a quick little brush on the carrots, and then do that while you're cooking them. Keep them moving around. I just didn't have time to do that. So, otherwise, I'm gonna say this is probably a good solid 6 out of 10 for a meal. Flavor wise, I think it's really well done, and hope that Torn John does well in his roast. So, if you like this, thumbs up, subscribe. You know how it goes. We'll do some more cooking videos hopefully soon. Yeah, hopefully the audio is well. Hopefully everything goes well in this. Yeah. Just using my phone because using my entire camera setup just to do this is gonna be a lot of pain. So have a laugh in life. Again, as you do laugh with Lasagna, having an awesome birthday. This is at 11:43, the last 17 minutes of my birthday. So I'm gonna enjoy it by getting some sleep soon. So love you guys so very much. Have a laugh in life, and as always, make sure you spread the love and laughter you get from other places like yourself with others. I'm tired. I am mixing my words together. Spread the love and laughter, guys. Love you all. Have a good one.